years old. I have graduation in mechanical engineering, and I have mom, father, and 2 small sisters.
Perfect. Okay. So why you decide to take part in EVS? Why in Poland and why in Milickim particular?
I finished my graduation last year in September, and I decided I was not ready to start working, and I decided to provide myself with the experience in a totally different country. Poland was because I had a lot of curiosity about this country because I met a lot of Polish people in Porto, and in these meetings, in parties or cafes, we were discussing the differential cultures between both of our countries, and I got interested, and I'm also very interested in the part of World War histories, and Poland played a huge role, so I thought I would provide myself with some extra knowledge about this field. And also one of the main reasons to come here was to grow up more as a person, because I'm just still 22. I always live with the mom and father, they cook for me, they take care of me. And I decided to take a jump forward and prove that I alone can also do the same, take care of myself.
Alright, so we'll talk later about if you achieve your goals, but now let's keep this question. What did you do in your house organization here?
In my house organization, in the beginning, I was working with disabled autistic children in the Copernicus school, and on Mondays I was giving English class to Polish children. And in the end of February, I went to other center to work with still the disabled, but this time it was physical and mental, and in older people in a center nearby the lake. And during also my EVS, I did lots of presentations about Portugal. I did tournaments in my center and in the local pub, Fama, about wasabi, checkers in English.
You are also active as a sportsman?
Yeah, I also did tournaments. I was also playing with the local community.
Uh-huh.
And I also wrote a book for the next volunteers, which explains my experience here in every field.
Your way during EVS,
yeah.
Right? Uh-huh. And how did you find this kind of work? Because there was completely new experience for you working with disabled children, disabled adults. How was it?
In the beginning was quite hard, because not every people is meant to see these things. For example, my mom, she told me that she has a huge respect for me because as soon as she sees this, she starts to cry. Also the same with Christina. She also has difficulties to see this type of situation. And on the first week was quite hard to see these things, but
especially that you were working then with autistic children, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, at least.
Yeah,
right.
The first week was really hard, and but later I have to put aside my difficulties and focus on work, because I have to, or otherwise I will freak out there during the work, and I always have to maintain control there.
All right. Okay, so how was your life besides your voluntary activity like? Do you have any?
Yes, I went travel to lots of cities. I went often to the gym and swimming pool in Milickim. I stay, for example, in my room, just contacting other volunteers and asking how was things there, planning travels with them, and yeah.
Did you use any special tools like social media?
Yes, Skype, Facebook, Gmail.
Couchsurfing,
yeah. Through Couchsurfing I met really good people in Wrocław, which I went there sometimes to visit them. In beginning of August I stayed again in the house of the same girl that hosted me in the beginning in October. And yeah, I made hopefully friendships for life.
Yeah, I guess so. What about the traveling process itself? Like, did you use hitchhiking or
Hitchhiking.
to Woodstock, for example?
Yes,
if I remember
I use
correctly,
hitchhiking to Woodstock. I did already hitchhiking in Portugal, but in Poland I never did, and I did my first time to go to Woodstock, and it was quite easy to get there. Polish people, they like to provide with the hitchhike, and it was also funny to discuss this topic with the other volunteers, because some of the other volunteers had different opinions about hitchhiking. They were like afraid, and most people have the idea that hitchhiking is only because of the free ride, and it's not only because of that. It's to get a company, to discuss, to exchange ideas and life experiences.
not destination matter, but travel
Yeah.
itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How you will remember your EVS in Poland? As a life-changing experience, interesting time, or maybe just waste of your time?
Life-changing experience. Yeah. I came here as a green boy, you know, and
I would say
I was in my mind probably this Erasmus lifestyle, you know, like drinking, traveling, you know, having fun, you know. But later I changed to a person that can do things which are not asked for, you know. For example, just right now I was cutting grapes for Jan, you know, and
your landlord, I
didn't have any obligation to help him, you know, and you know, and these things, these small things that you do every day, it means that something happened, you know, and it's interesting to see. And I don't believe that EVS was waste of time, you know. As I told before, I came here as a green boy. I had a disturbed view of seeing things here in the beginning, and but later I changed my mind, you know, because things before EVS in Portugal was quite easy for me to get, you know. To get to point A, I have to do step 1 and step 2, and that's it, you know. But on EVS, things are not so.
You mean formal
good.
education was quite easy for you, right?
Yeah,
because
the
you are smart
education, and not only that, and traveling, you know. If I want to travel, I just have to work this month or ask money to mommy and daddy, and
yes.
they pay and I go.
And here you had to organize every single movement, right?
Yeah, I have always to pay attention to what can happen, you know, because something that can happen and that can ruin the plan, and I have to think other ways to get there.
And it's good to have plan B, right?
Yes.
Also, which was not that obvious when you have support directly from your family, right?
Exactly. Family was now more than 2,000 kilometers away, and I was here by myself, you know, and but I think I managed to.
And you survive.
Yeah.
So you have a feeling now that you are more
Mature,
and also I believe it's something about self-respect, right?
yeah.
Maybe.
More confident, you know, more
right.
aware of the things outside, you know, because sometimes I think I do things and I really don't care what is nearby me, and actually sometimes the actions that we did can affect the people surrounding us, and EVS is interesting to see also this point.
Okay, but could you be more specific? Did you learn something particular during this time? Did you realize any personal development, but like you can describe something like, okay, because you said this on very abstract level, like, oh, I was green boy, now I'm more mature, but give me like
more patience. I became more patient, and I became more autonomous, more competent, and I learned a new profession, you know, something I never expected in my whole life to do, you know, working with autistic children, you know.
Especially that your study were focused on engineering,
yeah,
right?
and maths, and this field was totally opposite, you know, and even this small part-time in the Italian restaurant, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't speak Polish. I didn't have any experience in working in restaurants. the restaurants had service equal to the service in England, and it was interesting to me to see these things. And EVS provided me this also new experience, which was not even written on a paper, you know.
And you realize this fact that you can survive actually in every place.
Exactly.
The fundamental point maybe is just relation with other people, right? It's about your attitude, not about your skills. You can get the skills quite easily, but first it's good to have good relation with other people to
exactly. And before in Portugal, I was a person who was moving all the time. I never stayed at home. And Milickim was interesting to see because there was not that much to do, and we had to push ourselves. And I think I became, on the end, a more dynamic person. You know, always finding something to do, and due to the circumstances that we both thought that we had.
You had this free access to gym and swimming pool, right? And you use it regularly.
I just got unlucky, but because they were rebuilding on the last month. But for more than 10 months, I was using
almost every day, right?
Every day. And, they also provide some classes. There was also yoga lessons.
Bikes trips with
we went to this project, this
like 8 kilometers or 10 from even
and
from
we can also it is interesting to see this way because we go through a forest and we can see wild animals like deers and this type of animals, and it's interesting. It's nice to go there, you know. We didn't went on a perfect time of the year because it was still a bit cold, but on the summer for sure it's a nice experience to go there.
What is the biggest success of your project, in your opinion?
The biggest success?
Again, could be.
I think I achieved success with myself. You know, I experienced. I don't know if should I say everything, but a lot of things. You know, and experienced for the first time working with foreign people. You know, in a different job. For the first time, the true love. You know, feeling love and. I passed a lot of happy and sad moments, but on the end I think
so a lot of new emotions, right?
Exactly, a lot of new things, you know, and I feel really appreciated for the time I spent here in Village, and I was talking with Ezra a couple of days ago, and I was telling her, you know, Ezra, I wish I could rewind time back to Milickim to put again in 3 of October, arrive to Milickim, but know everything that I already know now, you know, just to revive again the time in Milickim. Yeah.
Which is unfortunately impossible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But actually we can do those kind of speculation. If you would do this, like your project again, but...
Like rewinding time back again, but know what I know?
Yeah, what would you change? Like the biggest change, like your attitude in some way, or what was?
I will be a more patient person, because sometimes with the stress and the first time away from home and the first true winter I experienced here, I was kind of reckless and I was getting easily frustrated, and some of my actions were not nice, and I will change that. And I will also become a more dynamic person, you know, finding new activities, you know, travel even more, you know, and try to do different things for the foundation, trying to get, again, these part-time jobs. Yeah, and I will change that, and yeah, also in the field of love, I will also change some things, you know, and yeah, I will change a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that was a bad time here, but it was a really good time. But these small things is, I think it could be changed.
What is your biggest personal achievement here?
The biggest personal achievement, the feeling that I can work in other things except besides engineering, you know. Because I had this idea that I studied engineering, I can only do engineering, and actually I can do much more than this, you know.
And still have fun and
exactly, and
money actually, right?
Yeah,
also.
and for the people that allow me to meet, you know, and I realize that I'm a good person. I can make friendships very easily, and if people are nearby me, if people say that they will miss me, it means I achieved something, you know. I really did leave my mark here in Milic, and on my book I was writing also that sometimes it's quite hard to leave a mark in Milic, because Milic is a very small city, you know, and but I think I leave my presence here and leave people's in memories, you know.
For sure.
Even with Christian,
I can assure you.
even with Christian, for example, he was still speaking yesterday about Vladimir, telling he was a really good worker. He was speaking about Francisco.
So he still remembers people.
So I hope I can be also in this list with Francisco and Vladimir in
On
Christian's mind.
Maybe on the top. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
hope. I hope so. I really hope.
All right. Speaking about atmosphere, actually, how was the atmosphere between you and other volunteers and workers, foundation of home, like the relation with people who were around you?
With volunteers, it was great. You know, I didn't have lots of problems except this last month with Christina. In the other center, in nearby the lake, it was really good experience with everybody there. And in a foundation, it was also good experience. But we had some problems, but we managed to fix everything between us. And
At least we tried to communicate at the very beginning,
yeah,
right? And we managed some compromise.
yeah, I think I can say I make good relationships with everybody. I didn't have like an arch enemy nearby the corner with a gun trying to aim at me, you know. Yeah, I think on the relationship matter I did well.
All right. So you were able to meet those people in your future and treat them still as our friends, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Or even have a normal Facebook conversation like, hello, how are you? Always things, you know.
So you are sure that you will stay in touch with
Exactly.
all of them.
Exactly.
Good. The biggest failure in your project?
Biggest failure. The first one was not traveling as much as I wanted, because I wanted to travel even more, but the budget was tight.
But you already were. Where have you been during this 12 months actually?
I was in Berlin 2 times, Budapest 2 times, Prague, Vienna, Bratislava, Krakow 2 times, Warszawa 3 times, Poznan, Toruń,
Concentration camp, right? Near to
in
Krakow,
Auschwitz.
yeah.
Yes, Katowice lots of times, also Wrocław lots of times. Yeah, but I wanted to see more. I wanted to see Estonia, Tallinn, because it's my last Baltic country to visit.
I see. But you can fly directly from Portugal there.
Yeah. Do his skill in Brussels. And also failure was not be able to work my full entire project in Copernica Center, because
I will not.
it was a small failure, you know. And
But at the end, there was actually huge success, because thanks for that, you find a new circle of people in the.
And in a football match, I met with Martin and Ola from my classroom, and they were treating me really nice and saying they were going to miss me. And
Yeah.
yeah. Also failure. Oh, on the field of love, yeah, but
Come on, it's just new experience.
Yeah.
It's not the big fail.
yeah, it was just a good and bad experience that EVS provided me, which was not written on the document in Portugal.
Yes.
Hey, you will find a person
real-
that will love, you know.
Exactly. We can't promise it,
Yeah.
right? We do our best, but all right.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with your collaboration with your mentor?
Yes. Agatha was amazing for me. You know, she was 5 stars. She was always there for me. I think I was the volunteer who met Agatha the most, and we had really good relationship. And I gave her my Skype, so when she's in India, we can still talk. And the thing between me and Agatha was a mutual respect and self-assistance to each other, because sometimes I was also listening to Agatha's problems and I was also trying to help her, you know.
So it was not just one-way relation.
Yeah,
right?
it was two-way, and
Right.
thanks to
Great.
EVS I met an amazing person, which was Agatha. I really wish her the best.
Right. Perfect. After EVS, I will.
After EVS, I will start work. I already got job there, prepared, and
But could you mention, because you already get some offered in
Yes.
Poland, right?
yeah, I sent one CV to a company in Tichy, nearby Katowice,
Oh,
General Motors.
it's quite
And
famous
on-
company,
yeah,
right?
and
It's not
on the
like
fir-
just company, it's
Yeah.
General Motors.
Yeah, and it was really good luck because I just sent one CV and I got immediately accepted. And but I was missing home, you know, and
Because there was at the end of, like a couple of weeks ago, it happened, right? And then
Exactly,
you finally
exactly.
decide that you prefer to go to back to Portugal and there find.
yeah, get first some working experience in Portugal and later move on, you know. And so that's the plan. Coming back to Portugal, work. Probably no. I will do a master. Related with engineering, and I want to take some German courses and hopefully find job in Berlin.
Why there?
That's my plans.
Why there? You
I
were
like
there-
I like German culture, and Germany is the capital of engineering of Europe.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and I love Berlin lifestyle, love the alternative city, the people, the parties, you know, the environment, and I could see myself living in there for many years. And I already have friends there, so I'm not totally alone there.
But your German language right now exists at least?
No.
So you have to learn
didn't
from
have
basic.
from zero.
I see. Any other suggestion, comments?
I suggest to the new volunteers that will come here, I suggest, first of all, you have to be open-minded for things that you're about to see, because probably you are coming from a big city, and coming from a big city to a small one in a matter of hours can be hard. And I advise you to have patience. I advise you to be dynamic and do the same as me. Like write a book, like every week, write one page, just one page, a couple of words saying how are you feeling, you know, and be dynamic all the times, you know. Don't stay at home, don't spend all day at home drinking and smoking, because
You can do this
you can-
everywhere. You
you
don't
can do-
need to
yeah,
be an EVS.
exactly,
right?
you know, you can do this in your home country, you know. And yeah, and don't be afraid like me to change work, you know, because in the beginning I was afraid and shame. I felt shame in the beginning to change work, and
So there was kind of lack of communication also. So maybe
Yes.
it's
Yes,
also about
yes.
this, like be more openly and communicate what is really
exactly.
bad in this
You know,
moment in your
because
situation.
it's actually a really good idea to have rotation between works, you know, and try to show your culture all the time to the people, you know. Like Luca organized this Croatian dinner. We went lots of times to Agatha's schools or this lyceum to do presentations about our countries, you know, and do also the same as us, like tournaments of checkers, the quiz night in Fama, for sure the owner will accept, you know, and always maintain good relationship with the volunteers, you know, because you cannot be present with us 24 hours, you know, but volunteers can be, you know, and always maintain the good relationship, because
So it's good to keep that circle of people, like kind of friends
exactly,
around
you know,
right?
because the volunteers,
They will able to support
they are
you.
living the same thing as us, you know, they are also in a foreign country, they have similar age, and I think it's important to always maintain a good relationship with the volunteers, you know.
Speaking about that, maybe you can mention about the particular volunteers here, like that you had good relation. Maybe not very specifically, but
like
that
telling
you are
names.
living with, maybe about your flatmates, for example, that you establish some good relation with.
Yeah, I established good relationship with my flatmates. We had some discussions only about the cleaning part, because I have to admit also, I am a clean freak, you know. I like to clean all the time, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just had some discussions about this, but later on we moved on from this. We create rotations, and later I didn't even mind to clean their dishes, you know. At least I was distracted, you know. I was exercising my head, you know. Just,
And you were angry because of that, right? Or
yeah,
at the beginning.
we had some discussions about this, you know.
But at the
Because in
end,
the beginning people had the idea that I was the big one in the house, you know, that I was not cleaning, and it was
I
totally
see.
the opposite.
alright.
Yeah, and travel. Don't be afraid of using hitchhiking. Don't be afraid of using couch surfing.
Maybe in general, don't be afraid. This is a good motto.
Yeah, don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, just go with someone else. You know.
Yeah. Ask how to do this in different way, but achieve your goals, right?
Yeah, and don't lock yourself in your room. Try all the time to communicate. Communicate is the key for EVS.
Maybe even for life.
And gesture language even for the people, you know. But communication is the basis of success, you know,
And it's not that much about language even, right? It's about your attitude, how you want to
yeah, you have to
communicate.
be reasonable, you know. You have to be comprehensive, you know. See that there is actually other side of the door, you know. There is not only this part, there is also this part, you know. And yeah, you have to be comprehensive and reasonable.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much.